All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. It is 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, July 21st, on a Thursday, 2022. Bottom right-hand corner of your screen, little black logo. Click on that. Turn on notifications. Subscribe to our channel. Make sure to hit the like button. Give us a thumbs up if you like these videos. Thanks again for the support, as always. Let's get to work. The Dow just went from red to green on the future side, pretty much flat. NASDAQ is pushing higher, 0.45%. S&P up 0.16%. Let's take a look quickly on Tesla. Tesla is boosting after hours, 766.98 pre-market. Crude oil is down this morning on a headline that I can go and bring up on my Twitter. I was tweeting early this morning. Let's see if I can find this crude headline. Here we go. I had so much stuff that I posted this morning, a lot of earnings. Here we go. This is from Market Watch, from Bloomberg. Oil futures fell sharply on Thursday, extending a decline seen after a counter-seasonal rise in gasoline inventories, reflecting falling demand. That was yesterday. Also Thursday, Russia resumed natural gas flows to Western Europe. So that's pretty much everything that happened in terms of the market for oil. Oil is down this morning. It is bouncing off that 95 level. Again, same old thing. If we get below 90, I will go ahead and add to my oil position, Chevron. Russell 2000 futures, that's flat currently. Gasoline futures down 4.65%, sub 3%. I will post that for you. All right, there you go. I went ahead and tweeted that we're now below sub 3. So that's good news for those who are looking for some relief at the pump. Gold futures are up 0.40% on the ECB raising rates. Even though the dollar is down, but we know that gold is priced in dollars. They're up 0.46% at 1707. 1700 seems to be 1650 seems to be that support. Let's go and take a look at GC together. We'll go and bring up a 3-year chart. Again, 1672 on gold. I posted that yesterday evening as well from Bloomberg. If you're looking to buy some gold here, this would probably be the level that you're looking at, 1672 to around 1658. Or if you just want to eat the $50 worth, here would be the level to do so. I'm not adding any gold here. Again, I'm probably looking for more riskier assets. I'm not trying to put tons of money to work yet. Again, nothing has really changed in terms of the market. Again, Fed is still raising, ECB is raising. Inflationary data coming August, FOMC next week. We still got more earnings to go. So again, not exactly pushing the, let's buy some stocks here. Again, just staying prudent, trying to see what's happening in the market. Again, technicals are still lining up with what we want. In regards to what we're looking for, obviously, again, we're looking for the Fed to pivot. We're looking for the Fed to stop raising or to at least to slow it down. Silver futures down 0.44 this morning, even though with a weaker dollar. Euro dollar is up 76 pips this morning. Again, the ECB raised 50 basis points, even though Italy is having issues with their government. Dollar yen is up about 9 pips. Bitcoin is down 3.88%. As we know, Tesla sold Bitcoin or reported that they sold about, I think it was 90% of their Bitcoin. 22,775, 1502 for Ethereum futures this morning. Copper is down 0.89% at $3.29. What's interesting is that gasoline is continuing to fall and the dollar is getting slightly weaker, or it's getting weaker. And we could take a look at that here on the hourly. Again, 106.41. If that does break, we're going to expect markets to go higher. In terms of S&P futures, again, we know our levels. We know that 4,000 level is coming. Once that comes, I definitely want to go ahead and short. Maybe we get to around 40.17. My stop will probably be around 40.75 or so. That's what I'm looking for. Again, if we continue to rise higher, so be it. But again, that's the level I'm looking for. Again, nice breakout. Again, we're starting to really start to push higher very, very quickly. So again, you're going to start getting some overbought conditions, at least in a short term. So let's go ahead and add a momentum study, or let's go and take a look here on RSI, just to kind of give us at least a little bit of context on the market. So RSI on the daily isn't bad. It's at 57. Let's take a look at the hourly, more short term. right around 56, not too bad. So again, we still got a little more. Again, if you're looking at the RSI, again, that should get us to 4,000. 57 on the hour, on the daily, 4 hour, right around 65. So again, a little closer on the 4 hour chart than we are on the 1 hour chart. Again, I trade based on the 1 hour. I really don't use RSI much, but again, it's important to look at as well if we are overbought. I'll go ahead and remove this. Let's see, delete study set. We'll take away the edit studies. We'll go ahead and remove the RSI. We'll remove the open interest because I don't care. Oh, okay, there we go. So again, 4,000 is our target, kind of rejecting now. Again, S&P is now flat. I think the ECB is having their press conference now. That's where we're getting a little bit of some movement side by side. Back to the US dollar, we talked about that 10-year yields, 3.049%. Currently, and the VIX is down about 0.5%. Let's go and take a look at VIX together. VIX target, if again, downward trend, pretty ugly. Let's go to the daily. 2287, next support of mine. We broke the 200-day. You know how I feel regarding technical analysis on an index that's not tradable. But again, we're just going to look at it here. Remember when we were at 35, 34? Yeah, a long time ago, right? Not saying that we can't get back there, but 2287 seems to be that next level. We are lining up for a push higher. I expect us to do so. Next week will probably be a little weaker. Again, the expectation of around 4012 of a hit on the S&P, and then we'll probably bounce back down to around 3900. That's really what I'm looking for. We'll just probably retest this 20-day on the hourly or this trend line here. I'll go and extend it to the right, and I'll extend this to the left, to the right as well. And you could see that 3900 could be that pivot. If you are shorting or planning to short, let's say relatively soon, that's pretty much the level you're looking for that break, because that'll get you back down to this channel of around 3,900 to around 3771 in terms of the candles. So I'm not rushing in to do any buying or calls unless we get like a monstrous push higher, 40-20, 40-40 maybe. I don't think we get there. If we do, man, I'll be the first one to celebrate with you guys for sure, but I don't think we're there yet. We got a lot of upgrades today. We got some earnings today. A lot of things to go over in terms of the market. Let me go ahead and get my Twitter higher. Oh, Twitter up. Let's see here. Ford pops after Nomura upgrade to neutral as shares are no longer overvalued. U.S. jobless claims hit a new 8-month high as labor market cools. Amazon takes over or buys in cash One Medical for about $18 a share, valuing the company at $3.9 billion. That's their third largest acquisition. The biggest acquisition they've ever made was Whole Foods, 13.7 billion. 13.7 billion. MGM Studios, 8.5 billion. One Medical, 3.9 billion, and Zappos, 1.2 billion. That was their largest acquisitions. Let's see what else we got. We got that 0.5 point from ECB. DHI is cutting guidance. That was expected from companies. I haven't seen too much guidance cut. D.R. Horton reported weaker than expected quarterly orders and reduced its expectations for home deliveries in its full first fiscal year as the housing slowdown hits builders. I used to own DHI. If you guys remember back in 2021, I did sell it for some profit with the team. I think DHI is fine long term, but again, we need rates to go down. That's really it. So take a look at the hourly chart on DHI, gap down, as you could see. Let's go ahead and take a look at the daily. If we get to around 7,190, we're kind of hugging right now below that 20-day. So it's not too bad, if I could be completely honest. I don't think there's any edge here to trade it or to invest in here. Maybe 65 if that's what you're looking for. Maybe we get a little more downside if you really want to get into the home builders. But again, I would want to see at least the 10-year rate to fall a little bit lower. AT&T cut its forecast for free cash flow this year by $2 billion, saying some customers are delaying paying their bills, adding to the pressure from deep discounts on new phones and higher spending on network equipment. Let's take a look at AT&T. They are down about $1 after hours, or pre-market, excuse me. You could see that move. Again, you're owning this name for the dividend for the most part. We're right here, right above that on the daily. The 100-day moving average has actually performed relatively decent lately. What I want to buy here, I mean, for the most part, AT&T, I kind of lump it in with Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, those consumer staples. These are AT&T and Verizon are utilities. Again, you're just basically just doing the dividend. So price action, be damned for the most part. Wells Fargo maintains equal weight on Tesla, raises price target to 830. Deutsche Bank cut target on Amazon to 155 from 174, maintains buy rating. New price target implies a 26% increase from last price. And their earnings are on July 28th. We also got some earnings from airlines. Airline stocks tumbled pre-market trading Thursday after second quarter results from multiple carriers signaled looming challenges for the industry. AAL being one of them. They are down. They are down pre-market. Let's go and take a look. Not too bad. Bounced off that 100-day on the hourly. United shares. This was written at 7:30 in the morning. United shares were down. Company said limiting flying for the rest of the year and curtailing growth plans in 2023 to try to get a handle on flight disruptions. American down 2.4%. It looks like a little bit of a bounce here. Also limiting capacity for the third quarter. Alaska Air was up 1.4% after Q2 results beat estimates, but ALK sees 3Q and full year capacity down from 2019 levels. This is ALK. It's continuing to grind higher. Delta down this morning about 2.7% at the time this was written. And then we have Southwest down 1.6, Hawaiian and Spirit down as well. So let's go and take a look at the broader JETS ETF. And that is bouncing pretty nicely. Let's go and take a look here. Let me get the exact quote. JETS is down about 1.78 pre-market this morning on that news. Meta Platform was cut. Price target 235 from 265 at Deutsche Bank, maintains buy rating. Palantir was price target raised by Jefferies to $20 a share. It's considered a strong buy. Nice pop, about 30 cents this morning. Again, I do own shares. Let me go ahead if I can get the exact number. Yeah, Palantir is up about 3% this morning on that price upgrade. Con Edison asks Queens customers to reduce energy usage. Good luck. HSBC to sell its Russia business to Expo Bank. And AAL ended Q2 with $15.6 billion in liquidity. So there you go. T-Mobile introduces wireless plan that includes Apple Business Essentials. New iPhone 13 for new lines. Let's take a look at Apple this morning. Apple kind of coming down from the highs here around 154.51. It's a nice clean breakout. If you're looking at this trade here, 157 is your next fib line on the 4-hour or the daily if you want to take a look at that. So around 157 isn't bad. If we look at the daily, here's the problem. You have the 100-day moving average right there at 154.27. We're right below that. So again, I'd be a little careful on Apple. I probably wouldn't trade it. You need to get above 155 or so to go ahead and trade this to possibly that 200-day of 158. If you do the 155s, you could do the 158 calls. Give yourself some time if you do see that move, and then I would get rid of that. Again, I love Apple, the stock. I own it, but again, in order for trading your options, let's get above this moving average here. If you guys remember, I went ahead and posted AMD on Instagram. Feel free to take a look at that in regards to the chart. We'll go to the 4-hour chart, and you could see, at least on the daily, excuse me, we did settle above the 50-day. We closed above that. I expect this to get to around 94.20. So I'm looking at the 94 or the 95 calls for next week. There is a gap to fill there. But again, as long as we stay above the 50-day moving average, that's okay. And we still have that downward channel. So again, that's around 96.70. Let's see, that's rejection there after the gap fill, which is what I expect. If we break above that and probably get to 100, okay, then we have to reassess. But I still like AMD here, trading at 89.84. As long as we stay above 88.96, maybe give it a little room. Let's see if we can get to around 90, 90, 90, 90 half, 90, 91 maybe, and then go for the 94s or possibly the 95s, a little more OTM out. So that's a lot. That's a lot to say. So let's go ahead and answer some questions. Juan says, good morning, boss man. How's Tesla looking for a trade? Well, Tesla's just expensive. That's basically it. So implied volatility was very high, as we know, especially with earnings. Let's go to the daily. We are at 768.50 right here. If we break above 771, you have 827 as your next stop. That would be the 100-day moving average on the daily. So again, that would be my target for the next maybe couple of weeks, which would be 827. We could get there today. Tesla does love to move. But again, the real stop level that you're looking for, guys, is really this 50-day, which is right around 712. And we know how much Tesla loves to move and how volatile it is. But again, here we're at now 769, right here on that fib line to 23.6. It may reject. So again, just be careful. Let's see if we settle above that as well on the daily. Maybe give it a day and see if we settle above that. And then we could start taking a look at going to around 830. If you just want to play momentum, keep your stops as tight as you can. Keep your profit taking as tight as you can, where you can just get out and move on. Thoughts on VIX calls? I wouldn't do VIX calls just yet. And the only reason I wouldn't do that is the fact that I think we get to 2287. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to buy some insurance here, obviously ahead of the Fed. You can see VXX here kind of just holding sideways. But for the most part on the hourly, not much going on there. So again, if you're looking at just the VIX itself, let's see it again. And I like where your head's at in terms of buying insurance or buying volatility when things are, good. You do buy insurance, not when you need it, but when it's available. So again, 2287, that would be the level I'm looking for. But again, I think you're looking at the 200-day as a good buy level for VIX. So I don't think it's terrible of a call. I don't trade VIX often. If anything, it would just be SPY puts. And again, as you know, I'm looking for 4,000 to fill. Then I want to go ahead and trade SPY short. Do you expect you expect to close week green? Yes, I expect the week to end green. We are up very, very nicely, at least in the S&P. Will we get a red day today or tomorrow? Well, that remains to be seen, because if we fill that gap to 4,000 and reject and end of day red, that is a red day. But again, we had that gap filled. That first objective was hit. Thoughts on Tesla? Again, Tesla, same old deal. Again, in terms of earnings were okay. I'm not a huge fan of adjusted EPS. Just a heads up on that. But looking at it in the terms of just price action, we'll go to the 4 hours, 768. Again, 770 is what I'm looking for. If we could break out of this base here, that'll be nice. Again, we'll probably get to around 820 or so. That's I believe your 827 is your 100-day. So again, am I bullish on Tesla? Yes. If we can hold above 770, right at 769, then yes. But until then, we need that break. Doesn't the VIX usually pop on FOMC? Yeah, short term initially. But again, if you're trading options on VIX, it just depends if you can kind of catch that move. Sounds like a pretty quick scalp. So a little difficult to kind of go by. If anything, you probably want to swing VIX maybe for August, so you can catch the FOMC, and then you could catch the CPI number in August. So again, if you're looking for that kind of insurance, I'd probably look at VIX in mid-August to the third week of August. I wouldn't want to do it for just next week. I think that's just a little too risky personally. So again, a lot of stuff happening. We know we got a lot of earnings. We got some revisions. So far, things are kind of going as scripted. The only thing is that when things look that easy, it never is. The only thing now, at least in terms of the market, that I guess you're going to say not worried about, but concerned about, is that we may not get to 4,000 this week. Again, it's just the gap fill that we're looking for on SPX. This is the spot ETF, or the spot for the index. And again, we're just looking for 4014. And again, nice base breakout, nice ascending triangle. Again, above the channel. Again, we're just looking for that. That's all we're looking for. Once we get there, I want to short and get back down to that trend line of around 3,900. So catch about 100 points. We could catch SPY there. Starting to accelerate more to the downside as Dow is down about 110. NASDAQ propping up the market up 0.32, and the S&P down 1.10. Crude hurting. That's what's hurting the Dow energy exposure. And crude oil is down about 4%, and now gasoline at $2.95. Have a great rest of your afternoon. I will catch you guys for the after market recap at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Some more great things to come to on Instagram. If you do follow us, I went ahead and added something from Bloomberg. It's called the 5 Things You Need to Know. I'm going to go and add that. And then, of course, the latest headlines in the morning. I'm up around 6 in the morning. So again, let us be your newspaper of the day. Let us give you the news that you need. Just give us a follow on Instagram, turn on notifications on Twitter, all the news you need to know, free of charge as always. You don't need to be a member. Just give us a follow, show us some support, hit that like button if you like it. More great things to come. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys at 5. Cheers.